God's chosen one's urgent prophetic message from the Lord. This could save your life today. Chosen one, don't scroll any further. Tonight is not an ordinary night. Heaven is no longer whispering. Heaven is roaring, calling your name in the midst of this darkness. Do you hear it? That bell, it's not just marking time. It's a warning from the sacred realm. The clock reads 11:59, 1 minute before every door of destiny closes. This is not a coincidence. You are not here by accident. You were led to this exact moment because this message was written for your soul alone. Stop and listen, because tonight the Lord Himself is calling your name. Chosen one, how long have you felt forgotten? The long, sleepless nights, a weak light spilling across an old wall, the rain outside the window counting every lonely ache inside you. You've asked God, do you still hear my prayers? But in this very silence, when you thought no one could see you, heaven began to move. Among countless souls, God commanded, call that child back, not because you are stronger than others, but because He sees a flame in your heart that has never gone out. The years of loneliness, the nights of sickness, the days when finances ran dry, and those moments you watched your life fall, still none of that was abandonment. It was preparation. Every tear you ever shed has been recorded. Every small prayer you whispered in desperation has gone straight to His throne. You may think God has been silent, but silence is not absence. He has been working in the dark, arranging every detail, waiting for the precise hour to call you out. As you hear these words, the sign has already been sent. Not tomorrow, not someday in the future, but right now. Tonight is the moment He chose to touch your soul. Can you feel it? That slight sting in your heart, the warmth spreading in your chest, the sense that someone is calling your name from a place both far away and very near. That's not an illusion. That is heaven's whisper. God saw you sitting alone in a quiet room. He witnessed the nights you sighed from worry, from emptiness, from not knowing what tomorrow would bring. And now He says, you are not being left behind. Everything you have endured was preparing you for this very minute. Let your heart open, because tonight He will reveal why heaven waited for this exact moment to come to you. It is not by chance that you are hearing this. It is not random that your soul is hushed and your heart is trembling. This is a sacred appointment written into your destiny. Chosen one tonight, listen deeply, because you are about to learn why God chose this very hour to whisper your name. Part 1. The storm within chosen one. There are days when you feel like you're drifting through a storm with no end in sight. Your finances run dry, your strength fades, your faith feels like a fragile thread about to snap. You look around, no one seems to truly understand the weariness buried inside your heart. Every prayer feels like it disappears into the air, and you whisper, if God really hears me, why does He still leave me here? But hear this, the storm was never sent to destroy you. It was sent to shape you. Just as the wind sweeps across the ocean, not to extinguish the flame, but to test which light is strong enough to survive the darkness. You are that lighthouse still standing amid the crashing waves, still shining even through your tears, because within you burns something the world cannot put out. Your losses were never the end. They were invitations to walk deeper with God. Every time you lost something, He was removing what no longer belonged to your destiny. Every time you fell apart, He was digging deeper foundations to place a stronger stone. Do you remember how many nights you sat alone in a dark room, listening only to the rain and the faint sound of your heartbeat, feeling like no one even remembered you existed? But the very moment the world forgot your name, heaven spoke it aloud. Even when no one called your name, heaven did. God never left you in the storm. He stood between the wind and the rain, covering your soul with His hand and whispering, you are not alone. I am still here. Sometimes he lets the wind rise, just to remind you that you can still stand. Sometimes he allows the sky to turn black, so you'll see the light within you doesn't depend on the sunrise. Every shaking around you, your finances, your health, your relationships, is part of a larger plan. God does not train strong souls through ease and comfort. He forges them through pressure tears and lonely nights, because only in the silence of the storm can you truly hear his still small voice. Chosen one, look back at your journey. You have survived what once you thought would break you, and if you are still breathing, that is proof the storm could not steal the most precious thing inside you, your faith. Let your soul be still. Don't fear the wind. Don't curse the rain. The storm outside is only reflecting the purification happening within, and when it passes, you'll see your losses were never punishment. They were preparation so your soul would be strong enough for what's coming next. The storm did not destroy you, it defined you. And when the waves finally settle, your light will shine brighter than ever before. Part 2. The Unbreakable Light. After the storm, everything seems to lie in ruins. The old house within your soul is silent memories scattered like shattered glass. You feel empty, drained, and a quiet voice inside whispers, "I've lost everything." But in that very moment when the ashes seem cold, a faint spark flickers deep within your heart. It trembles fragile. Yet there's one thing the enemy does not know: that light does not come from you. It comes from the one who created you. Chosen one, you carry the DNA of the Almighty. That is why darkness has never been able to leave you alone. The enemy keeps coming back again and again, not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous to him. He fears what you carry. He fears the light you still hold, even after being broken to your very core. Think about this. Gold is refined only through fire. The stronger the flame, the purer the metal. Every trial you've faced, every tear you've shed, every loss you've endured, none of it was sent to destroy you, but to cleanse the dust that covered your true light. There are days you wake up and don't even want to get out of bed. You look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. The face reflects exhaustion. The eyes no longer shine like they used to. But if you could see through heaven's eyes, you'd realize a glow is still burning in your chest, a light no darkness can extinguish. You carry the DNA of the Almighty. And that means when the world says you've failed, God says you're being trained. When others walk away, He steps closer than ever before. When every support system falls apart, He's teaching you how to stand by faith alone. You may have asked, why would God let me suffer this much? But perhaps He's asking you, if I never tested you by fire, how could your light ever shine? Darkness is not proof that God abandoned you. It's the backdrop that makes your light more visible. And right now, as you read these words, that light is spreading from your heart, warm, steady, and unshakable. A kind of light the enemy cannot touch, because it wasn't lit by anything in this world, but by the very breath of God within you. You were never forgotten. You were being refined. When you knelt in tears thinking your prayers dissolved into nothing, angels quietly recorded every whisper. When you felt worthless, God was clearing the rubble to reveal the treasure beneath. Remember this: what makes a diamond precious isn't just its shine. It's that it survived pressure in the dark for millions of years. You are the same. Your years of pain do not reduce your value. They prove you can withstand what others could not. Chosen one, you've survived storms that should have killed your spirit. And if you're still here today, it's proof that the light in you is stronger than the darkness around you. The enemy tried everything to discourage you, to steal your faith, to make you question your worth, but he failed, because he cannot touch the deepest part of you. Picture this: in the longest night, a small candle still burns. Winds blow, rain falls, yet the flame endures. That is your soul. It doesn't need to dazzle to be divine. It only needs to keep burning, because every flicker of light is rebellion against the dark. God never asked you to be perfect. He just asked you not to let go. And every time you rise after falling, He smiles and says, "You're learning to shine even before the sunrise." When you feel small, remember one candle can light an entire room. One spark can pierce the deepest night. The light within you doesn't need permission to shine. It was born to conquer darkness. Do not fear the cracks in your soul. It's through those very cracks that the light escapes. Where you are weakest, God's grace is strongest. And when you feel you have nothing left to offer, He will use those very broken pieces to create something miraculous. Chosen one, lift your head. The light in you doesn't ask for permission to burn. It only needs your belief that it's real. Every breath you take is proof that God has not withdrawn His hand from your life. Every heartbeat whispers, "I am still here." Let your faith, no matter how small, be reignited, because from one spark the whole sky can blaze. You are not the ashes of your past. You are the flame of the present and the dawn this world has been waiting for. The storm may have shaken you, but it did not break you, because the light you carry wasn't made from dust, it was born from heaven. And once you understand that truth, no darkness will ever be deep enough to consume you again. Chosen one, never forget this. You were never forgotten, you were being refined. And when that refining is complete, your light will not only shine for yourself, but will guide countless other souls still lost in the dark. That light, that unbreakable light, is proof that you belong to Him, and that He has never stopped belonging to you. Part 3, Divine Reversal, Midnight. The clock strikes 12. Each chime cuts through the darkness, awakening both heaven and earth. The air shifts, something is moving in the unseen realm, and in that sacred stillness a voice rises, deep, steady, full of power. What was lost will rise again. Chosen one, do you hear it? That is the sound of heaven declaring a divine reversal. Everything you thought was over, every door you believed had closed forever, is beginning to open again. Slowly, surely, and unstoppable. For years you've wept over what felt permanently gone, a shattered dream, a loved one, a faith that once burned bright but faded to embers. You placed a period at the end of your story, burying hope beneath layers of disappointment and pain. But God never wrote the end. He wrote, "Wait." Because, chosen one, you weren't buried, you were planted. And seeds can only grow in the dark. He allowed you to fall into the soil, lonely, unseen, silent, so that the roots of your faith could dig deeper, stronger, unshakable. And when the appointed season comes, light breaks through the ground, and what seemed dead will rise again, greener, stronger, alive. Remember Job. He lost everything: his children, his health, his wealth, his honor. People looked at him and said, "God has abandoned him." Yet Job held his faith in the ashes, and when the test was over, the Lord restored to him twice what he had before. The Lord restored Job's fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. Chosen one, you may be sitting in the ruins of your life right now, but in heaven the book of blessings with your name has just been reopened. God is not merely returning what you lost. He is preparing double joy, double strength, and double grace. And think of Lazarus, Jesus' beloved friend. He had been dead for 4 days, his body wrapped in linen, the stench of death heavy in the air. Everyone around him wept, whispering, "It's too late." But Jesus did not come early, because if he had arrived on time, by human standards, it would have been a healing. He came late to bring a resurrection. When he spoke, "Lazarus, come forth," time froze. The earth trembled, and the dead man stood up, shaking off the grave clothes, and stepped into the light. Chosen one, can you see it? The tomb opening, the wind rushing through, and Lazarus taking his first breath after the darkness. That image, it's you. What you thought was dead. Your dreams, your love, your faith, your calling. God is summoning them back to life. Listen closely. Can you hear it? That's the sound of chains breaking. That's the sound of fear collapsing, of disappointment, shattering, of insecurity losing its grip. It's the first breath of freedom. The tomb within your heart is opening and your spirit trembling, but alive is standing again. He's not late. He's right on time so that everyone will know. No grave can hold what God has called by name. And like Job, you will look back and see what felt like loss was the soil of restoration. And like Lazarus, you'll realize heaven's delay was never denial. It was the setup for a greater miracle. Chosen one, when you look around, everything might still look the same walls, the same weakness, the same emptiness. But in the spirit realm, everything is shifting. The wheel of destiny is turning back toward you. Heaven is rewriting your story, and the first line reads, divine reversal. You once asked God to take you out of the storm, but now he says, I will make the storm serve you. What once broke you will now lift you. Those who wounded you will witness your restoration. And the very ground that buried your dreams will become the stage where you stand and proclaim victory. This is not mere restoration, this is reversal. The order of things is changing, tears turning into laughter, curses into blessings, wounds into strength, silence into praise. You may tremble unsure if it's real, but remember, resurrection always begins with silence. If your world feels quiet, if your heart feels empty, it's not the end, it's the moment before life awakens. Chosen one, close your eyes and listen. Deep inside your soul, chains are falling. Fear is melting away. You're breathing again the breath of freedom. Tonight, God is not just restoring you, he is reversing your destiny. He's turning the forgotten into the chosen, tears into crowns, ashes into dawn. You thought you were buried in pain, but you were planted in the soil of miracles. And now that seed is breaking through. You will rise, renewed, radiant, carrying the fragrance of heaven itself. You weren't buried, you were planted. That's not just comfort, it's your resurrection decree. And when you rise from the ruins, every force of darkness will have to step back, for nothing can stop what God has called to life. Chosen one, believe this tonight. Everything you've lost, your faith, your health, your peace, your love, is returning. Not as it was, but stronger, brighter, and sanctified. For tonight, heaven declares, what was lost will rise again. And your soul, after all the waiting, after all the pain, is finally being revived. This is your divine reversal. You are no longer just a survivor. You are living proof that no death is stronger than the love of your Creator. Part 4, The Crown of Age. Dawn spills gently through the window. Golden light touches silver hair, gliding across the deep lines etched by countless storms. Someone sits there, quiet, still trembling hands wrapped around an old, worn Bible. Its pages are frayed, its verses long memorized, and every wrinkle on those hands tells a story of faith that never faded. Your gray hair is not your end, it's your crown. Gray hair is not a sign of decline, but a crown forged through time, through tears, through prayers that reached heaven. Chosen one, perhaps you've begun to think that old age is the autumn of your life, that your best chapters are behind you, that all that remains are memories, photographs, and a quiet house. But God does not see you that way. In his eyes, age is not an ending, it's a summit. He did not choose Moses when he was young and strong. He chose him at 80 when his hair was white, and his voice trembled to prove that divine power does not depend on human strength. He did not give Abraham the promise when he was in his prime, but when he was nearly 100, to show that miracles do not obey the clock of men. You may think God is finished with you, but in truth, he's only just begun, because in your weakness, his power shines brightest. When you slow down, he steps closer to walk beside you. Look at your hands, the age spots the stiff joints. They are not ugly, they are marks of faithfulness. Every wrinkle, every vein, every ache is proof that you have fought, believed, and endured. Every wrinkle is a battle scar of faith. These scars don't weaken you. They are medals of a soul that has survived the battlefield of time and still burns with belief. You have prayed for your children, your grandchildren, the world, for souls who may never know your name. You've stayed up through long nights whispering to God words no one else would ever hear. Did you think those prayers vanished? No, chosen one, each one still echoes in heaven. They never disappear. They gather rise, and now they are beginning to fall like rain, a blessing pouring over generations you prayed for in silence. Age does not weaken faith, it deepens it. Like the roots of an ancient tree, you've grown deeper into grace with every passing year. And when storms come, while the young tremble, you who have stood through many remain unshaken. You may not run as fast as before, but when you kneel to pray, heaven moves. When you whisper, Amen, hell trembles. Because hell trembles when seasoned saints wake up to their true calling. The enemy knows faith that's been tested by fire is faith it cannot defeat. Chosen one, remember your years, the losses, the loves, the sickness, the solitude. You are still here. You are still breathing. And every breath is proof that God still has work to do through you. He hasn't closed your story. He's using you, the one the world forgot to teach. The younger generation endurance, hope, and how to stand firm when everything shakes. Because the world needs the light of those who have walked through the night and still carry a burning lamp. When you pray, angels record every word. When you weep, God gathers each tear in His hands. Nothing you have done for Him has been wasted. Every act of love, every hidden sacrifice, every time you forgave instead of resented, they have become jewels in the crown He is placing upon your head. Age does not take away your worth, it confirms it. You are not the ashes of a past life. You are the fire refined through it. You are not the fading sunset. You are the dawn of a new generation. And when you smile, when you pray, when you tell your story, the light in your eyes makes even angels bow in reverence. Chosen one, wear your crown without fear. Every silver strand is a testimony God has kept you through thousands of days and nights. Every slow step is the rhythm of a soul that has learned to move in grace. Every weary breath is the heartbeat of one who has walked in tune with heaven. And when you see the young, lost and restless, remember they need your prayers more than ever. They need eyes that have witnessed miracles, hands that have lifted others through tears. For you are not merely a survivor, you are a keeper of the flame. Today, God says to you, you are not outdated, you are my witness. The years you've lived are treasures this world cannot measure. Chosen one, do not see age as decay. See it as reward. Your wrinkles are traces of time, but within your soul shines brighter than ever before. When dawn touches your face, heaven sees the crown of a faithful one. That light doesn't just radiate from your silver hair. It glows from faith proven true through the years. And when you close your eyes to pray in the morning, even hell falls silent, because it knows the one who has faced a lifetime of trials and still loves God is a warrior that cannot be defeated. Wear your crown, chosen one. Let the world see the beauty of a soul refined by time, for your age is not the end. It is the most glorious chapter in God's book about you. Part 5. The Final Call. Golden light fills the room, not the dim flicker of a corner lamp, but a warm, gentle radiance as if heaven itself has opened above you. It doesn't blind, it embraces. It wraps around you until you feel seen, held, known. In that sacred stillness, a voice draws near so close you can feel heaven's breath upon your shoulder. Chosen one, tonight, heaven calls your name for the last time before the new dawn. This is not a goodbye. It's an awakening, not an ending, but a beginning. because tonight God is placing a mission in your hands, a spiritual inheritance that will outlive time itself, reaching generations not yet born. You were never called merely to survive. You were called to bear witness, to become living proof of God's faithfulness. Everything you've endured had purpose. Every scar, every tear, every hidden prayer has been writing a story that future generations will read with gratitude. Your endurance is writing the legacy your grandchildren will live in. Can you feel it? Every breath you take is a sentence being written into heaven's history. Each time you choose faith in the face of adversity, you carve an unshakable testimony into eternity. Each time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you plant a seed of peace your descendants will harvest. And every prayer you whisper into the silence builds an invisible bridge between today and tomorrow, ensuring that faith will never fade from your family line. Chosen one, you may have thought you've been living quietly unnoticed, but in heaven, your every act of faith has sent ripples across the spiritual realm. You didn't know that when you knelt to pray in the night, angels were dispatched to guard the ones you love. You didn't know that every time you chose love while wounded, darkness lost a little ground. You didn't know that by simply continuing to believe prophecy itself was being fulfilled. You are the witness of light, the final lamp, still burning in the long night, guiding weary souls back to God. You are proof that real faith never dies and that His mercy stretches across generations. Tonight, God says, look back and you will see, I was never far. I was there in every ache, every fall, every moment you stood up again. I counted every tear, and I used those very tears to water the seed of your purpose. And now that seed has blossomed. You are no longer the one who suffers. You are the one who brings life. You are not just the keeper of faith's memory. You are its messenger. The flame in your heart hasn't faded with time. It's spreading, awakening the young, calling them out of the world's deep sleep. So close your eyes and rest in peace. The world will continue to shine with the light of faith you've left behind. Every prayer you've ever prayed flows like a hidden river, feeding the souls who come after you. Every season of waiting has laid a foundation for others to stand upon. Chosen one. He calls you the watchman of the generation, the keeper of the flame while others sleep. You were chosen to ensure that this fire never dies. This is the sacred moment, the one where you realize you were never just living for yourself, but for souls yet to come. And when that truth settles in, your tears fall not from pain, but from gratitude. Because suddenly you understand every trial, every night of loneliness, every loss was preparing you for this moment, the moment of rebirth. As dawn spreads its light across your face, a new chapter of your soul begins. No fear, no doubt, only peace, the deep knowing that God has called your name and you have answered. Chosen one, tonight, heaven calls your name for the last time before the new dawn. Because when the sun rises, you will not be the same. You will stand as a living witness of faith, a carrier of light for the generations that follow. Tonight's call is not an ending, it's an awakening of your immortal soul. And when you open your eyes, you will rise like Lazarus with a new heart, a new mission, and a fire that cannot be quenched. Chosen one, take a deep breath. You have been born again. And from this moment forward, all of heaven calls your name, warrior of light. The light around you now is not the blaze of victory, but the fullness of peace, the peace only known by those who have endured the storm and still chosen love. The world falls silent. Every noise fades away until only the breath of God fills the room and His voice whispers gently, Father, touch the hearts of every chosen one listening right now. May He touch your weary heart, heal the wounds no one else can see, wipe away every tear and reignite the flame of faith that once flickered in despair. May your heart be renewed, lighter, warmer, filled with hope once again. May you feel the breath of God in every heartbeat, every tear, every whispered prayer. because you are not forgotten. You have never been left behind. Every moment of pain, loss, and loneliness has been proof that you are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Your scars do not make you weaker. They are evidence that you fought and still stand. Your long nights were never the end. They were the pages where God began rewriting your story in light. And now he whispers one last word. Your mission is not finished. Do not think your journey is over. Peace is returning, and I am still holding your hand. Chosen one, let your heart be still. Let the tears fall if they need to. Every drop is a prayer of gratitude. Take a deep breath and feel it. God is here right beside you. If your heart feels warm, if your faith feels alive again, know this: heaven just touched you. Hold this moment close, the moment heaven and earth met within you, and the weight you carried began to lift. Because this is more than a message, it's a confirmation. A holy reminder that God sees you, has chosen you, and is still using your life to fulfill his plan. Peace is returning, light is returning, and your heart, it beats once more in rhythm with heaven. If this word has touched your spirit, type Amen or 777 in the comments below. That's how you tell heaven, I heard you, I believe. Don't miss tomorrow's word. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and share this with another chosen one. Because sometimes one divine word shared at the right moment can save a wandering soul. Peace be with you, chosen one. And remember, you are not forgotten. You are chosen, and your journey continues in his everlasting light.